Greetings and bienvenidos, and welcome to another episode of the Just Two Nerds podcast. As always, I'm Phoenix.
And I'm Evan.
And we'd like to thank you all for stopping by and nerding out with us. On today's episode, we're going to be discussing all things Dragon Ball. I know in the last episode it was Dragon Ball, but that was to celebrate the event. Now we're celebrating 40 years of the Dragon Ball anime. Not the manga. The manga was 2 years ago for 40 years. We're celebrating 40 years of the anime. And joining me, as you heard, is Evan. Who better to talk about Dragon Ball than someone who hears me talk about Dragon Ball every day, because that's all we ever talk about.
Every single day. We got nothing better.
every day. And if a friend of ours was still with us, he would be joining us on this one 100%.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. AJ. You would have been totally a part of this episode, but because he would have been the one guy we're like, you stupid son of a bitch. That's not legit. That man loved Dragon Ball, but knew so little about Dragon Ball.
Remember when Bardock was supposed to go Super Saiyan against Gas?
God, I cannot believe he... Well, even in his grave, we'll never let him live that down. I hope he's waiting for us on the other side, because we're coming. And we're black. We're going to have 60 plus years of built up bullshit to shit on him.
He probably lost his mind when they added Super Saiyan Bardock to Sparking Zero.
Oh, he would have. He absolutely fucking would. He's rolling up in his grave and everything. God. But yeah, this episode we're going to talk about all things Dragon Ball. We're going to go through the whole series, talk about things we like, dislike, rants. It's just a Dragon Ball podcast episode today, folks. So grab some popcorn, grab some soda, sit down, relax, listen to us on the car ride, wherever you're at, and let's get into it. We're going to start off with Dragon Ball. The part of the series most of you should fucking watch. Most of you fuck-ass casuals. I don't watch Dragon Ball because there's no Super Saiyan. Fuck off.
Phoenix, didn't you know that Dragon Ball is just a prequel to Z?
I will bitch slap anyone that says it to my face if they mean that seriously. If they mean that seriously, I'm gonna bitch slap the shit out of them. Because the fuck, it's not. Y'all know what a fucking prequel even means? Let me explain to you. Geekdom made a fantastic video about Dragon Ball. Now, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. But he had to make the video because too many of you fuckers in the fandom want to go, hey, Dragon Ball is a prequel. They're kids. So the prequels only are prequels if they're written after the original story, but placed before the original story, i.e. Star Wars. There's a reason why we call 1, 2, and 3 the prequels, because they were written after the original story. Only in America, Evan, only in America do we have this fucking issue. Mexico doesn't have this issue. Fucking Europe doesn't have this issue. Japan definitely.
That's because they released the series in the wrong order. Well, they tried to back in the early 90s, but it didn't pick up as fast as Z did.
Well, yeah, no, they tried to get Dragon Ball started going here first, but then honestly, I think it was because of a lot of, I don't want to say this officially because Danny probably knows more about it on the production side of things, but it's probably because they changed a lot that it just didn't feel right. Remember, we have Whiskers the Wondrous Cat, Zero, fucking whatever the fuck they called Bulma.
Yeah,
that whole dub, it didn't take off very well in general. And it's like a 4Kids dub, really, but not as bad as 4Kids. And I think
it's back when dubbing wasn't as it is today.
No,
it's like you said, 4Kids. Oh, these jelly donuts are amazing.
I fucking love that. Look, 4Kids got some pretty good jokes every once in a while on their dubs, but that's still a really stupid one. I hate that.
That's not even from Dragon Ball.
It's not.
And even I was brainwashed as a kid. I used to think those were jelly donuts, and my mom's like, "What are you talking about? It's not a jelly donut."
That's crazy that you thought that, because when I saw it first come up on the screen, I was like, "That is not a fucking donut." I've never seen a triangular donut with whatever. My brain just instinctively that's not a donut. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's not a donut. And then, funny enough,
I was little when I watched Pokemon, so I didn't know any better.
Funny enough, this past weekend me and my family were down in Corpus Christi. We went to a Korean buffet restaurant, and they had one of those triangular rice cakes. And I made the joke with my daughter, and my wife didn't get it at first because she was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "The Pokemon joke." She goes, Oh yeah, you've told me about that one. Yeah, okay. I was like, yeah, it's a jelly donut. It was so stupid. Four Kids.
Yeah, that's
4Kids has some wild ass edits. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, that's kind of how that first release was Zero and Whiskers the Wondrous Cat, and it heard it, and then I guess what was the Ocean Dub that started it? They put out Z, and then Z started to take off, and then inevitably Funimation was like, hey, let's do Dragon Ball. So we eventually got that, but apparently people are just. Y'all have no excuse to be this retarded anymore because it's the year 2026.
Didn't they like release Dragon Ball on Toonami after they did GT?
I think so.
Like it was Z, then GT, and then OG.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. And so I've had that conversation with Jax Blade where he made a video kind of defending people not knowing that Dragon Ball wasn't what it was. And I was like, yeah, dude, that makes sense. When we first watched it, they don't have that excuse anymore. The people who claim to be fans.
No, it's readily available.
Yeah. I was like, the ones who claim to be fans that still refuse to watch it or still think it's a prequel, they're not fans. And he's like, yeah, I kind of have to agree with you on that one. Beforehand in the 90s, early 2000s, kind of fair to not know. You don't have that excuse anymore. You don't. You fucking don't. And look, I think Dragon Ball, it's my favorite portion of the series. Hands down. Right? I don't think it's Evans. Evans is absolutely Cell Saga Z. I think I'm one of the few people.
The 23rd tournament is up there, but I just have so much nostalgia for the Cell Saga.
I'm like I'm in a handful of people that prefer the classic Dragon Ball. Because my wife's asked me before, she's like, hey, if you can only watch one portion of Dragon Ball for the rest of your life, what are you doing? Dragon Ball. Easy. She's like, not Z, the Super Saiyans? She's like, no, it's Dragon Ball. It's when, in my opinion, Toriyama wrote his best stuff, was the most consistent. It was the most fun. It was all that adventure aspect that he wanted to do. It feels so Toriyama. And it has a perfect ending, too. Like, had he not continued, it ended just perfect.
But to be fair, most people say the 22nd tournament to the end of the Frieza arc is the best run Toriyama ever had. Like that was the most consistent writing he's had the whole time he was doing the manga.
Included the 22nd or Demon King Piccolo?
Like the start of the 22nd to the end of the Frieza saga.
Honestly, that's a pretty fair statement. I honestly can agree with that because you can tell he's very consistent through that. The rest of the Dragon Ball, and then Saiyan Saga's pretty consistent. Frieza's pretty consistent. Then they go off the fucking rails with Cell, and he just had fun with Boo. But even Boo's still kind of weirdly consistent.
Yeah.
So
I think it was very much ups and downs. I personally think the 22nd tournament's overrated. It's not bad, but it's just it is nowhere near the peaks of the 21st of the 23rd.
Oh, I know. You do.
And then the Ginyu stuff in the Frieza saga. Oh my god, I cannot stand that section of the story. You get the peak stuff with Vegeta hunting down Frieza's minions, and then it's kind of like, and then Krillin and Gohan are like, oh, we got to make sure we stay clear of all these monsters. And then the Ginyu show up. They beat their asses, and then Goku's like, oh, hi, guys, I've been gone the whole fucking arc, but let me kick all these guys' asses, just, okay. And then he gets out of commission, and then you get back to the fun stuff with the fight with Frieza, and Piccolo comes back, and oh my god, and then, like, sometimes I wish I could just skip the Ginyu part of the Namek part of the story, because it is so not as good. It's easily the weakest part of Z for me.
That's a lot. That says a lot considering there's still a lot of Z left. Holy shit. But we'll go each of these arcs, and we'll probably be able to skim through a couple of these pretty fast. But let's start with from the beginning, so these people can be educated as we go through and teach them.
Oh, do you mean the beginning? Do you mean with Raditz?
Yeah, with Raditz. Yeah, it's the story of
Nah.
Goku, but he's already halfway through his life, and they're mentioning shit that we've never seen. What? Ugh.
That's still ballsy that even if he was to start with Raditz, he kills his main character in the first 5
That's a
episodes.
ballsy move. If that's the start of your story and you kill him off that fast, and like he actually did, it wasn't like a fake out either. He died. He did die. Unlike Eren
Yu Yu
from Attack.
Hakusho, Yu Yu Hakusho did it in the first episode.
That's true. That's true. They do actually kill Yu Yu Hakusho. Yeah, Yusuke. That's true. They actually do kill him too. See, very few, and that wasn't a fake out. Well, some people may say it's a fake out. No. Yusuke actually does die. Unlike Eren from Attack on Titan, he doesn't die. You think he died, but he doesn't die. Yusuke actually does die.
Spoilers.
Oh shit, my bad. Goku actually dies.
Anyway, Pilaf.
Yeah, starting with Pilaf. So for those that don't know this, I've seen tons of people start their Dragon Ball journey and be all like, why does this feel so wildly different from clips I've seen of other Dragon Ball clips? Pilaf is Toriyama's own interpretation of Journey to the West. So if you know what Journey to the West is, it's the Monkey King, Sun Wukong, all this shit. Really fun story. Pilaf is literally just Toriyama's own interpretation of that. That's why it feels so different when you get to the 21st and on with Dragon Ball, because it's just Journey to the West. There's more comedy in it. There's more adventure to it. There's less martial arts. I mean, he still fights people, but it's more martial artsy. It's just him having fun. And if I remember correctly, he initially was just going to do those 12 or however many chapters it is, and that was going to be it. And then it kind of started picking up. So he's like, oh, I'm going to keep going. And that's why it kind of starts to shift, as you can tell. Because I think originally he was going to do this as a short, kind of like how a lot of his other stuff was. I don't think he ever intended to make it more.
The first arc is more like he's still used to writing comedy from Dr. Slump, but he's trying to get more action in there.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of comedy. If y'all have never seen, there's a lot of comedy in Pilaf. A lot. It's 80s humor, but yeah, there's a lot in Pilaf. If that's not your bag, I mean, it's gonna be. It's not a rough 12. Don't let us. That's probably my least favorite arc in all of Dragon Ball as a whole.
Really?
As a whole, yeah.
That's surprising.
Really? You think
I figured it would have been like, and as far as the OG series goes, I thought it would have been top 3 for you.
No, see, no, Demon King Piccolo and 23rd are just too good. They're too good. No matter how much I try to make an argument maybe for the other arcs, Piccolo, Demon King Piccolo and the 23rd are just too good to not be top three. And then I always really go back and forth with the 21st and 22nd, honestly, because I really like the fight with Goku and Tien. Really, and I like the whole character growth of Tien.
That Jackie Chun fight is just so much better.
It is. The Jackie Chun fight with Goku is really fucking good. So that's why I'm like, oh. And I like the Red Ribbon. I know you don't. I like the Red Ribbon.
I don't hate it. It's just the weakest section of the original manga. It's just the weakest of the
tournaments
of the original story.
You'd say 20 seconds or Red Ribbon's weaker than Pilaf?
Yes. Because Muscle Tower and the stuff with Colonel Silver is just such a it's such a chore to get through sometimes.
That portion is. I will agree Muscle Tower is a bit of a drag. But it's got some really fun moments.
And then the Pirate Cave too. I don't like the Pirate Cave.
That drags too long too. There's moments in Red Ribbon that just drag, and I can't disagree with the issues of Red Ribbon. I just think Red Ribbon fits more neatly in with the way Toriyama drifted the series compared to Pilaf. But I really like Pilaf. See, because I rewatch the series every year. I'm still trying to convince Evan to constantly do this. He hasn't committed fully. He's rewatched it, but he hasn't committed to fully rewatching it.
On a very slow reread right now.
I rewatched the series.
Sorry.
I rewatch the series every single year, starting from Pilaf through Oob and Goku. That includes Super and Diamond, everything now. And then, of course, once I get through that portion, I add all the rest of the series, right? In the movies and all the specials. So I rewatch it every year. I still really like Pilaf. And I think I enjoy it because you see the whimsy, you see the fun, you see the adventure. It's just Toriyama having a good time. You see that a lot in Boo as well, but it's just Toriyama definitely having fun with it. And I'm a big fan of Monkey King, so feeling it more in line with that, I really like that. But can it be kind of annoying? Yes.
We just established a lot of major characters too, like,
yeah,
of course, Goku and Bulma, Roshi, Yamcha, Chi-Chi. Mm-hmm. Like, they all get established in this first arc.
Yeah, and that's kind of where it probably feels like why it drags a bit, because we're meeting everyone for the first time. That's going to play a role, but until we get to Krillin, and then we do et cetera. So it's kind of a setup as well.
I think it's a good introductory arc. Sure, there are other series that have better first arcs. Like, agreed. I think Hunter x Hunter, for example, has one of the greatest first arcs in all of anime.
That's the Hunter exam, right?
No, what? Yeah, the Hunter exam. But this is not a bad way to start a show.
It's not. It's the only negative I would say for it is if you're someone that's really particular with your comedy, you might not vibe with it super well. But you gotta still watch it because, again, it introduces Bulma. It plays how important she is to the story. It introduces Yamcha and how he becomes this recurring character. The Pilaf gang, though they're comedic, you kind of see how these little imp fuckers just keep hanging around. That's all they are. They're comedy characters. You get introduced to Ox King and Chi-Chi, like you said. You get introduced to Roshi. It all builds upon itself so that you can inevitably get to basically the 21st and on. So I don't really have anything too much negative to say on it. Clearly, you don't either. Otherwise, you'd have ragged on it a lot more because you're.
It's a.
You're waiting for the red ribbon. I know.
Yeah, but we got to get to the biggest step up, I think. No, that's not true. Frieza the Cell is his biggest step up. Sorry.
Ooh, oh God. So,
but I think
as a whole, as an arc, Pilaf for me is probably like a 7. It's not bad. Is it in the highs of the rest of his arcs? No, I don't think so. But is it shit booty? No, it's not. I think it's great at what it is. I think it's a very solid 7. It's not middling. I think it's
above. It's above average.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fun. It's goofy. It's silly. You have to get past the 90s or the 80s humor, but you'll be fine. And then once we get past Pilaf, we move into the Roshi training and 21st tournament. That's
easily a top 5 arc.
It is, and it really sets the stage for tournament stuff. I know there were animes that came out before Dragon Ball, but Dragon Ball set the precedent for shonen, and I think it really set the precedent for tournament arcs. I feel like like this, what everyone sees now with tournament arcs kind of stems from Dragon Ball. I know other shit has its own things too, but like really, if you think about it, the Dark Tournament feels it's very Dragon Ball-esque. Naruto's tuning in Zams, very Dragon Ball-esque.
Sports Festival, My Hero Academia.
One Piece doesn't do it too often, but they have some tournament-related type of shit, and you can feel it's very stylized to Dragon Ball-ish type of shit. Like, it is what you think of when someone says, describe an anime tournament. You just almost instinctively go, oh, Dragon Ball. Even if you've never even watched classic Dragon Ball, your brain almost just tells you Dragon Ball. And the 21st tournament, I think it's great. It is absolutely one of the best tournaments of most animes I've ever watched.
It's better than I think half of Z. As far as arcs go, I think there are 2 arcs in Z that I think will always be good. Obviously, the Cell arc is one of them, but the 21st tournament, it sets up so much more. The martial arts roots, the constant theme that there's always going to be someone stronger out there. That was set up in this arc. Even the crazy power scaling. Roshi blew up the moon, and this is only the second arc in the story.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And yet we have people trying to scale characters like Naruto split the moon. Fucking Roshi at his weakest blew up the moon. Like, they're not the same.
Less than a power level of 1,000, he blew up a celestial body.
Yeah. We get it. It's not a planet, but the moon is a planetary object, and he blew it the fuck up. Not put a hole in it, not crumble, blew it up. It's gone. And it was gone for... No, it was gone. It was gone
until the 23rd
Kami.
tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it got blown up again.
The next arc. The very next arc.
But it also introduces Krillin as a major character who will stay a major character throughout. I mean, he loses some relevancy, but he still sticks around for the entirety of the story.
Yeah, a lot of it, honestly, a lot of Namek doesn't really go the way it does without Krillin. Like, without Krillin, you know, good portions of the Namek doesn't play out the way it does, because Gohan needed that guidance from Krillin, and obviously Bulma wasn't going to do shit. So, Krillin was a massive driving factor for, like, the first half of Namek.
And it's kind of like a pseudo rival / actual friend Goku's own age for him to have.
Yeah, that also kind of starts that progression of where they mention like Goku has this effect on people where he can almost make his enemies his allies. It starts with Krillin, because Krillin...
I never considered Krillin an enemy though. He's not.
He's not an enemy. But this whole I don't like Goku to eventually kind of liking Goku or becoming his friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. It starts because Krillin didn't like Goku to start off with. If y'all were ever curious about that, they were not always best buddies. Krillin would cheat his way to win against Goku a lot. He would lie to Goku. He would take shortcuts. Krillin. Bit of a punk ass.
Yep. And then, like, we talked about this privately yesterday, but also shows more of the superhuman style training that Goku's going to keep progressing in as the series goes on and on with his training with Roshi. Yes.
Yeah, that his training with Roshi, because we were talking about that yesterday of who had the most effect as a trainer towards Roshi, and I have a different look on it than Evan does, because while I agree Roshi's training, it was massively helpful for Goku and Krillin. Obviously, for Goku, his most effective trainer, I think, to start the series was Gohan, and then Roshi had like the next big step, and then later on Kami had that big effect, and then Whis had that big effect. It's like. But they built upon each other in the most important ways. Without Gohan, you don't have Roshi, because Roshi has to start from the ground up. Without Kami, you don't have Whis type of situation. That's how I looked at it.
Yep. And I don't think there's one bad fight in this arc.
No, I don't think so, because even the preliminary stuff is really good.
Yeah, I mean, like, Yamcha versus Jackie Chun, it goes by fast, but it's just to set the precedence that Roshi ain't fucking around.
You know, and I feel bad for Yamcha, because he does get punked out in every tournament. Like,
yep.
He doesn't even get past the second round, or the first round, once he makes it to the main stage. And then you have in each of the tournaments, Krillin at least gets to the second stage, besides the 23rd.
Except the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he had Piccolo. That was kind of unfair. He, because before this the 21st tournament doesn't just start at the tournament. For me, it doesn't start there. It starts when they get to Roshi's Island and the whole training section, which.
Yeah.
That training section is only a couple of episodes, and it doesn't feel too long, and it moves. It doesn't really feel like it's dragging anywhere. Could they have probably cut out an episode or two? Maybe. But do I think it's bad? No, I don't think any of the stuff training with Roshi is bad. It shows the rivalry with Goku and Goku and Krillin. It shows that Roshi. This is a part that some of you fuckers never paid attention to. Goku and Krillin both know martial arts and a style of martial arts prior to training with Roshi, which is why he doesn't teach them martial arts.
Yep, Grandpa Gohan taught him Kung Fu.
Grandpa Gohan taught Goku Kung Fu, and Krillin learned Shaolin Kung Fu from his time at the Orin Temple. Most of y'all, again, if you try to argue that Kung Fu is not a style, it's the base of all Kung Fu styles. What the fuck are y'all on about? If someone says, I know Kung Fu and I'm a master at Kung Fu, you don't want to go, what Kung Fu? No, because Kung Fu is still a style of martial arts. If you want to know, do you have a specific style? No. Okay, so you're just a style of Kung Fu. And Gohan was considered the greatest martial artist besides Roshi. But y'all wouldn't know that because y'all don't watch fucking Dragon Ball. Yes, Roshi's always touted as the greatest martial artist that ever lived, and Grandpa Gohan is the only person that has ever come close to him. But we never get to see that, which I think would be cool if we got some stuff from... Fortunately, Toriyama's passed, but I think it would have been cool if we'd ever got some stuff with Grandpa Gohan and with Roshi prior to meeting Goku. You know what I mean? I think that'd have been a cool little side
like
story.
him training Gohan and the Ox King together.
Yes, that'd have been so cool. Because we hear about it, but we never see it.
Yeah.
And it's such a shame. But I guess you can kind of see with Goku, because how Goku fights is very much how Gohan would have, and Goku surpasses Roshi. But yeah, for those that want to bring up the whole Roshi doesn't train them, Roshi didn't need to train them in martial arts. They already had their foundation. He needed to make them stronger, which is why Roshi focuses solely on endurance and physicality and mental growth for their training, because he doesn't... If someone comes to you to learn martial arts and they already have an entire base style in a martial arts, you don't really need to teach them a fucking martial art unless you're an entirely different style. And Roshi knows all styles, so he doesn't technically have to teach them anything.
No, he helped them with their superhuman strength and endurance training.
Because that's what they needed. They didn't need to learn how to throw a punch, throw a kick, through different techniques. They already had all that shit. And I think the training section is it's real brief. I'm going to try not to be overly biased with the Dragon Ball series because I like that portion. But I think the stuff with Roshi, it goes for as long as it needs to, and then we immediately get into the 21st, which is, wow, a lot of people that have seen it, one of the best arcs.
Yep.
So it's like Roshi trainings, like I think it's like 5-6 episodes. I'll remember it when I'm always on my rewatch. It's like 5 or 6 episodes, and then you immediately get into the 21st tournament. Also, the training stuff is what introduces us to Launch. Though she's only relevant for Dragon Ball, it's still. Shame for Launch.
Immediately gives... Can you even call her a relevant character anymore?
No. She's mentioned in name only. She's mentioned less than Tarble.
Yep.
And Tarble has only appeared ever one time in the entire series, which is canon.
And then they mention him twice.
Yeah. Tarble is canon.
They mention him. Yep. Anyway, Red Ribbon.
Yeah. So, we'll get into Red Ribbon. First 3 arcs of Dragon Ball is pretty solid in my opinion. The 21st tournament's like an 8.5. It's really hard to compete against the 21st tournament.
It's like a 9.7 for me.
Yeah, you know, I didn't want to necessarily give it a 9 because it's hard. Because I'm almost going to guarantee you give the 23rd a 10. I could already see it. I'm about to give it a 10. I already know it. No. I'll have to concede and give you that one. It's a 9. It's a 9 for sure. The stuff with
it
Jackie
can't
Chan,
be anything below that. Like it's so well paced. The fights are good. It introduces a very crucial character. There's good comedy, good action. Like I don't know what else. It's just short. It's the only thing that's wrong with it. But it's not too short.
No, it's not too short. It could have been maybe a little longer, but I think I just don't really care so much for the Ran Fan and Nom fight. We probably could have just breezed through that one. We didn't have to spend near as much time on it as we did.
But some people could also say that about the Goku Chi-Chi fight or the Man Wolf Jackie Chun fight.
Which is Man Wolf and Jackie Chun is in the second one, so that's why you don't like it.
Yeah.
So
That's not my least favorite fight in the tournament. We'll get to that when we get to that arc.
No, the 21st is damn near perfect for what it is. Like I said, Mata could have been a little bit longer. Could have maybe spent more time with Goku and Jackie Chun fight, but I also feel like if you stretched it another episode, it wouldn't have been as intense. You know?
No.
So the entire 21st is basically a 9 to 9.5. You really can't get any better from that arc until you get to the 23rd. But we'll get to the 23rd. And let's talk about Evan's least favorite arc, apparently, ever.
It's not the least favorite ever. It's the least favorite from this section of the story / the original manga. But it's not as bad. Like, okay, there are some parts that drag, but the Goku going to West City, the whole Korin Tower section, the raid against the Red Ribbon Army, and the Baba tournament are all really good sections of the story, but it just drags with the start and Muscle Tower and the Pirate Cave. The Pirate Cave, Jesus Christ. Penguin Village is great. Is it my favorite part of this arc? No, but I don't hate it. That also drags a little bit, but you have really good parts and really bad parts. There are sections of Muscle Tower, like the stuff with Ader and the fight with Murasaki. They're great, but everything else is so dang slow. Like, most of the characters that are introduced in this arc outside of Korin don't stick around.
Not in any real context, no.
And Baba, sorry, Korin and Baba, they're the only characters in this arc that continue to show up in the future.
Well, I guess you can say Bora and Upa. They're not a lot, but they do.
They only really show up in King Piccolo and at the end of the Buu arc. But they're not relevant.
No, they're not relevant, but they are a character that shows up more than Launch.
Yeah.
And they're in GT, if you like, for those that like GT. They do appear in GT. And then if you're watching the 90s version of Z, I'm pretty sure they appear in some of the filler. They're not important characters because they just defend Korin's tower. But they're characters that really helped Goku on his journey. But you're not wrong that a lot of these arcs do drag. I agree. Once the arc does start off slow, and I will admit that when I watch through it, I skip the 5 episodes after the 21st up to when we get to Goku actually going into the village to deal with Colonel Silver. I skipped those 5 episodes because those 5 episodes really hold no relevancy. Even though they're technically tied to that arc, they really don't hold any relevancy to Goku. It's just him going around doing random things. And then we have this whole episode with Pilaf and the gunship and Goku and all. It's not necessary. And most of the stuff, Goku kind of blazes through most of it till he gets to Muscle Tower. The fight with the... I'm drawing a blank on that fucking creature's name.
General White?
No, the creature.
Bouillon?
Yeah, thank you. The fight with Bouillon, I hate that fight. It's so... I just feel like I'm completely pulled out of it when we have to deal with him. Because I'm like, he just got through with General Armstrong. He just dealt with Ninja Murasaki. He's going up to it. And let's just drag it out for 2-3 episodes of fucking Bouillon. And like, Ader's like, I can't...
Yep.
Like... Poor Aders can't do much either because he can't do anything to Bouillon. So I'm like, it's just, it comes down to them cracking the wall and freezing the damn thing. And it's like, did we need it? No, because it literally does nothing. General White doesn't escape. He stays there. He doesn't fucking do anything to benefit from throwing him in there. It's a waste. But the stuff with Ader and General Armstrong, great. Because it really... It's the first time Goku learns about someone who can show real compassion for living creatures, even though he shouldn't. For those, if you like Android 16, 8er was the blueprint, because 8er was exactly like 16, which is funny that they're 8 generations apart, basically. But 8er was...
It's 8 squared.
Yeah.
No, it's 8, not 8 squared. 8 times 2.
Yeah. Like, everything 8er was is exactly what 16 is. The pure robot designed to murder that actually loves life, that wants to cherish life, that wants life to flourish. It's a perfect setup. Torian, look at that, being unintentionally genius with his writing. But 8er is designed to look like this Frankenstein monster, but he's like, no, I love little Goku. And it's a great moment because it starts Goku down that path of having real compassion. Because if 8er can have compassion when he's not supposed to, Goku can kind of see having compassion. Because Goku is a little fucking menace up to this point. Up to meeting 8er, Goku was straight up, get in my way and I put you 6 feet under. Pretty sure he killed several Red Ribbon guys before he ever makes it out of that first fucking village.
And he still continues to kill them.
He still continues to kill people after this. But he at least had a conversation of learning humility, like compassion. It starts that Kami's the one that really helps him get there, but 8er lays that seed, which I think is really important, because without 8er, Goku goes on a massive tirade for the rest of the series until he gets to Kami. Not that it slowed him down, but I think 8er was a good little seed, because again, it showed Goku like, hey, even beings made purely from parts that shouldn't be able to find compassion have compassion, especially after he just fought Armstrong, which was the exact opposite of 8er. Both pure robots. But yeah, the stuff with Bouillon and Muscle Tower drags. I think the stuff with Ninja Murasaki, while great, there might be an episode or two that's too long. I think it does drag a little bit too long with Ninja Murasaki. But yep. I do like the stuff with Ninja Murasaki, but I think it does drag a bit too much with him. And then of all the generals, General White does fuck all.
No, he doesn't do shit.
He doesn't do shit.
Muscle Tower drags.
It does.
It doesn't get good until it gets good when Goku goes to West City, but then after that it just drags again, and then it doesn't get good again until he goes to the Corn Tower. Yeah, to Tao. Yeah,
no, it definitely does, because everything within West City, when he goes to the city for the first time, trying to find Bulma, just handed out money to Cobbs, it's great, because it shows that country bumpkin that Goku is. Him flying around the world into random parts, he's like, whatever, it's cool, I'm dealing with this. But a city blows his mind. He's just lost.
Yeah.
Carefree. People trying to rob him like twice, and he doesn't even care. People are shocked when he meets the cops. Shocked, and he's like, "Oh, this is your friend," and he's like, "Yep." And she's like, "Oh my God, this is Bulma, it's Mr. Briefs." That's great stuff, and it doesn't drag on. It's like what, 2-3 episodes total before they're out again.
Maybe I'm not 3. Too sure.
It's not very long. He literally shows up, gets Bulma. She says she's leaving, and then they dip out like straight up. It's like 2 episodes, but it's really good stuff. And then we pull up into the pirate cave stuff, which starts off fine with General Blue chasing them, and then he sends them to Roshi's island. It's a great dynamic where they're like secret base over here, Goku over here. Like, it starts great, and then it just fucking spends way too fucking long in that goddamn cave. Way too long. I think General Blue stuck around too long. I don't hate General Blue, but I feel like his entire stuff drags. Like, he just hangs around so long for no real reason.
Maybe Toriyama liked him.
Maybe he did. Maybe he really did. I don't know. I don't hate him, but I just feel like take out about maybe 10 episodes from all that chunk from the pirate cave before you ever get to Penguin Village. Take out about probably 10 episodes. His stuff's a lot more enjoyable. I like Red Ribbon Army, and even I feel like I'm like, whoo, we're dragging. I'm like, get through this. Get through this.
It's not bad, but there are very, very slow sections of the story where it's boring and not a lot happens.
Yes, yeah. It's the constant. It feels like padding. It feels like a lot of the episodes were just padded. Even if it's a majority of stuff pulled directly from the manga, it just feels like a lot of it's padded.
Mm-hmm.
Because the stuff with Penguin Village, I think it's fine. Maybe an episode could have been pulled out, but overall, it's funny seeing Penguin Village get dragged into Dragon Ball. And for those that don't know, Penguin Village is the location of Toriyama's Dr. Slump. The big thing that made him Toriyama before Dragon Ball. You get Arale, you get Dr. Slump, Kimbe, Norishibe, fucking Soup Man. That shit kills me. Super Man. Fucking.
Yep, and then you get General Blue being a pedophile.
And then you get General Blue being a fucking weirdo. a little gay weirdo. Because I don't know if they say it in the Japanese. I had to go back and watch that scene. But then I'm pretty sure in the English, Krillin makes it, "Are you gay?" joke. Or he's like, "Oh my god, he's gay." Or Bulma says it, one of the two. I think both of them say it, actually. Because she flirts with him, and he's like, "Ooh." And she's like, "Oh my god, he's gay." Before y'all get offended, that's some 80s humor. It was just Bulma kind of a hoe. She's definitely a hoe. But no.
Oh, back then, definitely she was.
Bulma was throwing out her sexuality at 17 years old like it was fucking nothing. And finally a guy's like, "Ooh." She's like, "He must be gay because he doesn't like me." Maybe Bulma. Or he just don't like you being a hoe. But at least the stuff with, anyway, all the once you get past General Blue and Arale, all the good shit, you get back into what is the best back end of the arc with Korin's Tower, Mercenary Tau, the destruction of the Red Ribbon Army Base, and then eventually the Baba tournament, which was still a really good tournament. Would you say Baba is better than the 22nd?
No. I think Baba, the end definitely is a better moment than anything the 22nd gives us, really. Just because it's one of the most emotional parts in the whole series with Goku reuniting with his grandfather. But I think as a whole, the 22nd tournament I think is much better. Just because it's, you know what you're going into, but Toriyama focused more on the tournament writing there than he does with the Baba stuff.
Yeah, Baba's more so just getting through it because you kind of have a feeling they're probably going to win with the stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ending for Baba is probably one of the best emotional moments in the whole show, in the whole series for me, because seeing Goku break down this character that we've seen through the series at this point that's never showed any emotion, that he's upset, bothered, you don't even know this kid can actually cry, and then he just breaks down like a little baby seeing his grandpa for the first time after I think it's like 5 years since he's been gone, and Goku still doesn't know what actually happened to him. Like, he knows he was killed by a monster, but he doesn't realize that he was the monster type of shit. It brings me to tears seeing Goku brought to tears seeing his grandpa for the first time in like 5 years. It's a really
even
great
Bulma says, like, you forget that he's just a kid.
Yeah. It's a great line too, because really they don't even see it. You're watching through it, and then you don't even think about the characters. They're like, man, this is the first time we've seen him really show, like, he's just a kid. He's 14 years old. This is after he destroys an entire base, by the way.
Kills hundreds of people. Directly and indirectly. Just slaughters them all. Absolutely killed. The only one he doesn't kill in that entire fucking arc is Red, who then somehow reappears in the Buu arc. But we'll get to that. The stuff with Tao, I think, is really good. And I like the stuff with Korin. I like that it doesn't drag too long. Like, I don't feel like I'm bored when I watch him coming up to Korin's tower through Tao, through dealing with the rest of the arc. I don't feel like I'm dragged. I feel like each episode's moving. I'm invested.
I enjoy the rest of the Red Ribbon Army arc. I enjoy all of it as a whole, but
no, the ending from Tao to the end of Baba, it's all good. It's just everything in the middle outside of when Goku goes to West City, it's all just slow and boring.
Yeah, I can see where your frustration with the arc comes from in it, because there's a lot of draggy moments. I don't hate it as much as you do, but I told you the manga gets through it faster.
Yeah, it does, but it's still stuff that I'm like, oh my god. I get it, Goku's beating all these, like, it's good action, but it's like, it's just repetitive, and none of these characters are interesting, except the ones they establish, or the good ones, like Korin and Baba's fighters.
And also, the death of Bora and Goku wanting to use the Dragon Balls to bring him back is another big moment for Goku's character growth, because it's the first time he actually wants to use the wish to truly help someone else. Not that he ever cared for the wishes, but he actively was like, no, I'm going to get the Dragon Balls to make sure I can bring back this guy. Goku, for the rest up to the series beforehand, never even cared per se about the wishes. And yeah. I don't even think he cared too much if Pilaf got his wish, because let's be honest, Pilaf would have got overthrown within the first week if he had became emperor. There's no way that man is consistently ruling the planet. No way in hell. So, but like Goku's like, no, I'm gonna get the Dragon Balls. I'm gonna make a wish, and I'm gonna bring back his. It's a selfless act, and that's the sole reason he goes after the rest of the Dragon Balls. Because beforehand, he's only collecting them just to get them out of the way so he can find the 4-star. Otherwise, he literally doesn't even care about the rest of them. But at that point, he's like, no, I'm getting them. I'm going to bring them all back. I'm going to wish your dad back. And it's a really good moment for Goku's character growth. Of course, you get Tao. Not fucking General Tao. It's such a weird change for the dub. I'm glad that I'm pretty sure they went back and fixed it in the later dubs. He was General Tao at one point, but then they changed him to become Mercenary Tao. It is Mercenary Tao. Tao Pow Pai. His fight with Goku, really a really good fight. Both the first half and the second half of those fights are really good. It shows for the first time someone truly overpowered Goku, and then Goku learning with Korin, and then overcoming. That was his first real challenge. I mean, Roshi was his first real challenge, but besides Roshi, this was the first real challenge Goku had of someone genuinely trying to kill him and could effectively kill him. Because Blue was doing the fucking psychic tricks, and I don't think Blue would have actually been able to kill Goku.
Well, he came close to killing Krillin, who was comparable, but
at the time, yeah, they were closer at the time, man.
But Goku, with fighting the rest of the army, got stronger than Krillin.
Mm-hmm.
Like Krillin is probably how Goku was at the end of the 21st tournament, but Goku, he fought Colonel Silver, he did all of Muscle Tower, he did the Pirate Cave, the whole Pirate Cave up until then.
Yeah. No, Krillin would have he'd have done worse against Tao than Goku ever did. And Goku gets pretty much curb stomped in that first half of the fight.
Yeah.
And Tao's got some sick ass aura. Dude's flipping shoes and blocking bullets and throwing pillars 3,000 miles and shit. Tao is something else. Again, you people who've never seen Dragon Ball, you're missing out on some really cool characters. You're getting this, which once you get through with all the Red Ribbon, we'll get into the 22nd, which I know you're not a big fan of it, but getting to see Shen and Tien, I think it's a great
setup. Say this like I hate the series. It's just there's good parts and there are great parts. This part is still, the 22nd is still a good part of the story. It just doesn't compare to the other two tournaments. It's sandwiched in between. And a bunch of other parts of the story.
I think your disdain for Red Ribbon and 22nd is probably bigger than my disdain for a lot of the issues I have with Cell.
Yeah, I think the Red Ribbon to the 22nd is the weakest run Toriyama did. I just think that section of the story is just not as good as the rest of the series. It's not bad, but it's just those two are probably my least favorite of the original arcs of the manga.
Yeah, he definitely went back. He went like mostly adventure with Pilaf, mostly action with the 21st, and then tried to do a balance. And I think he just spent too much time in certain areas. I think that's his biggest fault with the Red Ribbon. He just spends too long in just areas. It's not that the adventure aspect's bad. It's super fun. Goku traveling the globe, all this shit. It's great. I just think, he spends too long in some of those areas. I agree with that. I would still give it probably, for me, I'd probably still give it the same ranking as Pilaf. It's not bad. Yeah. I still really enjoy it.
Red Ribbon's probably a 6 for me.
Still above average.
Yeah. A 6 out of 10.
And with that, we'll go to... I didn't have a better segue for that one. 22nd, which I still really like the 22nd. Especially the heated rivalry when we get introduced to the turtle, the crane school, the polar opposite to the turtle school, the perfect rivalry type of setup. I really like the 22nd. I agree it's not as good as the 23rd, though. Absolutely agree. But the fight with Goku and then, spoilers, 10, is fucking awesome. I really like that fight.
It's a great fight. It's just like, I don't know how many times I can repeat myself this is a fine arc. It does fine by itself. It does great at the end where it segues into the next arc, but I just can't. It just stands between two titans of arcs.
So for you, Tien Goku is the weakest out of the three big fights of the tournament.
Out of the final fights, Tien and Goku is the weakest. There are a lot of cool stuff like the multiple arms, the first instance of the tri-beam, the Goku grabbing Roshi's glasses, all that shit. But like now that I think about it, two of the fights from the quarterfinals on are not, like, one's average, but one is just horrible. Like, okay, you bring King Choppa in the preliminaries to show how much Goku has learned and how much he's grown over the 3-year time skip after the Red Ribbon Army.
Yeah.
But then, after he beats King Choppa effortlessly, you put him up against this nobody, Palm Put, and Goku beats him in 3 blows. Oh, to show him how much he's improved over the 3 years, you're just retreading yourself at that point. It's easily the worst fight in all the tournaments. And then, I mean, Jackie Chun versus Manwolf is amusing, but what does it accomplish? It doesn't progress the story. Yeah. Like, Tien versus Yamcha establishes Tien as a threat. Krillin and Chaozu, it just shows how much Krillin has grown. Tien versus Jackie Chun, great fight. It's Roshi passing on the torch to Tien to say, hey, you're going to help my students grow because I'm getting old and I can't do this anymore. Mm-hmm. What fight was after? Goku and Krillin, amazing semifinal fight. It's probably the best semifinal fight out of the 3 tournaments. It shows how much Goku's grown. He gets over the tail weakness. Krillin uses the Kamehameha effectively. It's a great fight. But like, and Goku versus Tien, I just said it was really good. It's just, you get the 2 big shadows looming over this arc that I just can't get over. It's a great rivalry thing. Like, if you're a fan of Karate Kid, Cobra Kai, this arc's right up your alley because it's a fucking martial arts school going up against each other.
Oh, but yeah.
This arc is also more of a setup for King Piccolo when you think about it. And it's resolving the stuff from Tao in the last arc. It's a bridge. It's a bridge between the tournaments. It's a bridge between arcs. It's great. I'm not shitting on this arc at all. It's a good arc. But it just, aside from introducing Tien and Roshi passing the torch, which he takes back in the next arc, but then he takes it and then he gives it back to Tien.
Unwillingly, but yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very above average. It just cannot compete with everything else going on around it, in my opinion.
So I agree with the stuff with Choppa and Panput. It's a retread. They're both fights that have the retread. I understand why Panput was there because he's this public figure that everyone sees as this great fighter, and to see someone like Goku make him look like a true novice just completely shocked the world because no one besides the tournament fighter saw him beat Choppa. But I think, and so him beating Panput puts Goku out on this global stage to really show like, oh no, this kid's not a joke. He wasn't a joke in the last tournament. He's not a joke again. But I think it would have worked better if you put just Choppa in place of Panput overall.
Yeah.
Put
Do you
Choppa
agree
in the
it's the weakest fight in the whole tournament? All three tournaments.
Yeah. No, I would agree that Panput's the weakest because it serves no real narrative purpose other than to show, yeah, Goku is legit. Like, he's not some kid that got lucky. He is legit. He got second in the last tournament. He just knocked out Choppa, forever those that know. And then he takes out this other big recognizable figure in the world of martial arts. At this point, he set the stage.
Like, Choppa had more clout than Panput anyway because he was also a previous tournament winner.
He did. And that's why I say that if you take Panput out and make it Choppa in that fight and have Goku win, have Goku win the exact same fucking way. 7 shots and no one could see how fast he did it and just knocks out Choppa. Get the same effect. You get the same effect. I get why Panput was there, but you can do the same thing with Choppa. I don't think Panput was even needed for this arc at all.
No.
Choppa would have served exactly the purpose he needed. Because it's even greater when you see him in the next arc and you're like, oh, you really want to do this again? And Goku makes it look even funnier. Like, he gets punked out by a 14-year-old. No, at this point. Yeah, he's 15. Yeah, he's 15. No.
He's 15,
yeah,
I think.
15.
He's either 15 or 16.
No, because he was 12 in the 21st, because he says that. He's 12 and then he's 15.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's 15, punks him out, and then when they meet up again 3 years later, he punks him out even harder. Like, Choppa would have served the purpose of Panput, so Panput doesn't need to even be there. And the whole first half of the episode is so aggravating to me. Dragging Goku away, trying to trick him out of the tournament. Yeah, the stuff with Launch is funny when she threatens to shoot the guys. But it is a waste. It was pointless. I will agree that fight is pointless. 100%. And I'm drifting sideways in my chair. And see, what was the other big weak fight you pointed out? Man Wolf and Roshi. Man Wolf and Jackie Chan. It's just purely a gag thing. It wasn't needed. I don't know what you would have done for Roshi because Tien's fight was the big moment for Roshi. So you kind of needed to get Roshi through that stage into the next stage with Tien.
You could have had Nam come back.
Yeah, he could have had Nam come back. I think that'd have been fair. Have Nam come back would have been a better setup. But you can have Roshi punk out Nam. Nam was too noble.
It would have been like punking him out. It would have been like, oh, you did all this for me and I'm eternally grateful. Let me show you how much I've grown thanks to your help and guidance type thing. Not more of getting punked out. I mean, Roshi would have easily won, but it would have been like it would have been like a feel-good fight.
Yeah, it'd have been a good growth for Nam. Because he doesn't reappear pretty much after this at all. Not really.
No, he shows up in GT and that's it.
I think there's a brief moment of him in Piccolo too. He doesn't die.
Oh yeah, he does. No, he gets killed in King Piccolo.
That's right, he does die.
King Tambourine kills him.
I couldn't remember if he got to him yet or not. But yeah, no, those fights are completely pointless to the series, which you could probably say that about the 23rd doesn't have any pointless fights. I don't think there's a single one in 23rd that is pointless. Each one serves a narrative point that needs to be there. You can pick and choose out of the last two. This might be controversial though when I say this, but I think when it comes to Goku versus Krillin, in terms of technical skill, not strength, not abilities, technical fighting skill, I still think Goku and Krillin were equal at this point.
I can see where you...
I know Goku's stronger. I know he's faster. I know he's got better like techniques as a whole. But I think on just a purely technical martial arts standpoint, I still think they were equal.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, we get filler stuff with Goku venturing the globe, but it's filler. It's not official that he learned any of this new stuff. So if you're just looking at it from an official standpoint, Goku just did a lot of external training with what he already knew. Krillin got to spend more time with Roshi and might have learned more on terms of a martial artist side. So I say that from a technical standpoint, they were equals in this fight, which is why Krillin does so well, and which is why Goku has to go, okay, I actually have to use some strength to get rid of Krillin, because I'm not going to be able to get Krillin out or beat him by just throwing hands. Like, I have to use a little bit of my strength. I know he doesn't use his tournament strength, as he loves to say, against Tien or his real strength. His battle strength. I know he doesn't use that against Krillin, but he does have to go, okay, I'm not going to be able to beat Krillin by simply playing the same. I can't just throw hands martial arts to martial artist. Krillin is my equal. He actually had to effectively use a little bit of his battle strength to get rid of Krillin. It was going to be easy once he did that, but I've had people argue with me and say that Goku was better. Yeah, he's stronger in that arc, but I don't think technically he's any better than Krillin at this point. I just like if Krillin had to face Tien would still beat Krillin because he's technically better than Krillin and he's physically stronger than Krillin. Because he's technically better than Goku. But because Goku had basically this better strength, it balanced out. Tien was the best technical fighter in that whole tournament.
Technical, I still probably would have given it to Roshi.
I mean, okay, yeah, if you look at it, I mean, when he's considering Roshi's passing it to the next generation, to his whole setup, he's not really throwing out what he can do. Compared to what he does against Goku in the previous tournament, he's not really doing much in this one, comparatively. Because it's clear as he fights Tien, he's like, yeah, I'm going to pass the torch. I'm not really going to try to fight Tien. Like you can tell after a few minutes with Tien, he's like, I'm going to pass the torch. I'm going to lose to this kid. He already makes up his decision. He's going to lose to Tien. So obviously he's not putting in the same technical effort as he did against Goku. But yes, technically Roshi has the most technical experience. But out of everyone, not Roshi, of the main fighters that are in the tournament, to me it's Tien and then Goku in terms of technicality, with Goku and Krillin being on the same level, but Goku just has better overall strength.
I can see that.
Yeah. I will say the one thing I really like about the Tien Goku fight that I wish we got in the 23rd, I wish that opening to the fight with Tien and Goku is fantastic animation. Him doing the springboard dive and it's just fluid all the way through. That is some of the best animation. And it's not that Dragon Ball lacked in animation in the early days, but that is smooth as fuck animation. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some of the best animation I think Dragon Ball had. It's so clean. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh, but for me, the 22nd, I'd put it. I would put it. I'd put it at 8.
I gotta give it a 6.5. I'm sorry.
I think for me, the stuff with Goku and Krillin, the stuff with, even though it's brief, the Tien and Yamcha fight, Roshi's fight with Tien, Goku Tien, I think it balances out to make it a little bit better above average for me. It's definitely not 21st, and I should never have said the 21st was that. It definitely deserved better, but I think it's better than 6. It's got the weak points.
Yeah, the Universe 6 tournament. I agree with you.
The Universe 6 one.
Yeah.
But Demon King Piccolo being the darkest arc in the entire series, that changed the whole game for Dragon Ball.
Yep. Some people say, oh, Z had a darker tone. No, the darker tone started with Krillin's death.
Yeah, I don't think Z has a darker tone than Piccolo. It may have a more consistent... No, because Demon King Piccolo is a dark arc the whole way through.
But the start of Frieza, that's really dark. If you count History of Trunks as being part of the Cell arc, that's some dark shit.
That's the closest he gets in writing to the darkness that he put in Demon King Piccolo is dark from the jump. You got people just straight up dying. No one can stop Piccolo. Everyone's getting wiped off. Like, it feels like truly despair is happening. We've never seen Goku truly challenged except for Tao and Tien at this point, and then Piccolo, even in his weakest, still was too much for Goku, who at that point was at his strongest. It's just sets this like, oh god, we're fucked. We're fucked. And then he gets his youth back. It's like, how the fuck is Goku gonna win? He literally was at his peak at this point.
And he kills Shenron.
Super inconsistent with this fucking dragon the rest of the series.
Yep.
This dragon can't die as long as the Dragon Balls don't die, but he does die if the Dragon Balls die because their creator died. Shenron can both die and not die at the same fucking time. But he does, I guess, in a way, kill Shenron in this. Kills Roshi, kills Tien, Krillin's dead because of him.
He doesn't kill Tien.
No. Did I say Tien? I meant Tambourine kills Krillin. My bad.
No.
Tambourine, he kills Krillin through Tambourine, basically. Almost kills Tien. Tien would have died had Goku not shown up. And Drum was probably going to kill Tien, which is another thing. It was really cool. The only real negative for me in this arc, and I think you agree with it, and I'm pretty sure I've seen other people like Danny agree with this, the actual use of the super divine water, making it a magical thing, kind of ruins this fucking arc and kind of ruins everything Goku's been through.
Yeah.
Because up until then, Goku's strength hasn't come from magical blessings or divine water. It's been him earning each level of his strength, him learning a new technique. And Toriyama kind of forgoes that by giving it divine water, an actual magical thing.
It just makes it kind of a lazy power up.
Yeah, kind of makes it a lazy power up. Yeah.
I mean, that last fight with King Piccolo is very, very good. I mean, it's probably as far as original Dragon Ball, like that show, it's probably the second or third best fight in the whole show.
It's a fantastic fight. I just would have liked it more, and I think a lot of people would have liked it more if you have Goku reach his level through additional training. Because even when you get to Z, Goku doesn't really get any magical power-ups. I guess if you want to argue the transformation shit, but each of his other real growth and power came from training through Z, or innate genetic things. But that one was like the mystic water. And I kind of get where Toriyama thought he had to do this, because he's like, how do I get Goku on King Piccolo's level after I just made Piccolo, who was at his weakest, still basically overpower Goku, who was at his strongest? How do I close that gap in the time frame I keep writing Piccolo to destroy the planet? Because he could have, I think, if he wanted to, he could have had Piccolo ruling Earth for over 6 months while Goku trained. Because then it kind of would have, to me, it would have tied back to how when Roshi said his master was defeated and then came back after training and learned the Mafuba type of situation, and that's how he beat Piccolo. Kind of in the same vein. But I guess he felt like he didn't want to waste too much time. So he gives him a cheap power.
Yeah.
That's the only real big negative for me in that arc. Because Yajirobe's great in that arc. probably the best time Yajirobe's in the entire fucking series. I like Yajirobe, but that's probably his best time. That and because he's more consistent. He does great in the Saiyan stuff because he does, spoiler, cut off Vegeta's tail, but he's more consistently doing stuff in Piccolo than he was in the other stuff. So Yajirobe's great. Losing Krillin, Roshi, Tien, great. Sets this super dark precedent. They think Goku's gone. Tien's like, I'm only dude left. All these other martial artists, they're dying. Like, it's yeah, they're setting up this situation where it's like, man, we really might not have a chance here. So I understand him wanting to give Goku a quick power up, but that's to me the biggest negative of that arc. Is that he gets the magic power up instead of earning it through training. And no, for the love of fucking God, the fucking Bardock shit from Granola has nothing to do with Goku in that arc. Fuck.
I never even thought about that.
It's still a relevant thing because, okay, for you fuckers who don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. In the Granola arc, in the super manga, in Granola, towards the end of the flashback where where Gas is fighting Bardock, Monaito says to Bardock, hey, there's still a wish available. Do you want to make a wish? He asks him, first off, he asks Bardock, he does not say make a wish. He asks him, do you want to make one? Bardock then says, if I was to make a wish, I'd wish that my boys grow up to be big and strong, or healthy and strong. And fucking Herms has already explained this shit on fucking TikTok, on Twitter, what that meant in Japanese. I understand a lot of you are too stupid and barely can understand English, but when he translated it from Japanese, it's basically like saying, I want my kids to just basically grow up and, be healthy and strong, and like, it's the same thing I wish for my daughter. I wouldn't want my daughter to be magically powerful or some stupid shit. It's just that she grows up. Like, she grows up healthy. She's not dying from random sicknesses or some shit like that. It's just grow up. Like, be able to grow up and make it to adulthood, basically. That's all they really want. But they're not magically protected. It's just a typical parent answer. But he does not make an actual fucking wish. He does not grant this fucking wish. Because Bardock does not say, make this my wish. Nor do we see Mohaito say a wish to the dragon. Nor do we see the dragon acknowledge a wish. At every single time a fucking wish is made in the series, we see some form of acknowledgement from the dragon. In some form or fashion, we see that the dragon acknowledged the wish and makes the wish happen. Whether the dragon says the wish is granted or we see the effect of the wish. There's never been a moment in the series where it's vaguely suggested that the dragon may or may not have granted the wish, and the wish may or may not have been fucking granted. We've never seen that in the series. One or the other has always happened. We either see the wish be granted, or we see the dragon acknowledge that he granted the wish.
Yeah.
We don't see any of that shit. So, Bardock does not make a wish, Monaito does not take the wish into consideration, and nor do we see him make the wish to the dragon. So no, Goku was not fucking protected from Demon King Piccolo's fucking death. It's honestly a fucking plot hole. That's what it is. It's not some 4D chess writing that Toriyama was going to figure out later on. It's a fucking plot hole.
Not the 4D chess.
He establishes that Goku dies here, and then somehow brings him back to fucking life. It's a plot hole. Have Goku get struck by lightning. Have fucking Yajirobe beat the shit out of his chest. Do something to physically show that the heart was kick-started again, and it works. But because Yajirobe goes, ugh, and shakes him, and he's like, oh no, he's dead. And then he just wakes up, it's a fucking plot hole. I really like the arc, but it's a fucking plot hole. That's a fucking plot hole, Mark.
Yeah, Mark.
That's a fucking plot hole. Not, we don't have Goku establish a tail. Then he has a fucking tail. What the fuck no? The plot hole is Goku was established to die and then doesn't stay dead. That's a fucking plot hole. So the first time in the series, a real significant fucking plot hole in this arc, Goku gets power it up through magical means. It's a cheap way to get him there. But aside from that, everything leading up to that moment and the fight with Demon King Piccolo and stuff with all that and him, all of that was actually, this arc is really fucking good. Besides those two moments.
I agree 100%. Well, the fake out death, it just felt like a rehash of what happened with Tao, except there was no
logical explanation.
Dragon Ball to guard his heart.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was supposedly dead against Tao, but the Dragon Ball was there. Okay, cool. It's a little weak, but it works. It does narratively work. Goku doesn't have anything there that time. There's no way he is supposedly, and Yajirobe checks his heart. He literally says he doesn't have a heartbeat. So
yeah,
it's a plot hole that he came back. Because unlike in Super, where he shoots the blast up to come back and restart him, he doesn't do any of that. It's a fucking plot hole. That's a plot hole. But honestly, Mark. But the rest of the series, the rest of that arc, that fight was fucking great. The ending was great. Goku down to one arm, fucking great.
The whole third act is phenomenal.
Stephanie Dodoni kills it as fucking Goku in that scene. Fuck calling Klinkenbeer trying to do that scene. Stephanie kills that fucking scene.
But Phoenix, did you not play the Kakarot DLC? She did so good.
I wouldn't know. I played that scene in Japanese.
You petty fuck.
I played that exact entire scene in Japanese and I switched it back to English. Just because I didn't mind it in English anyway. Besides that fucking part. For me, Demon King Piccolo, besides those issues, that's like an 8.5, 8.6 for me. Maybe 8.75.
I think we agree 100%.
Yeah.
Like an 8.5
yeah.
out of 10. It's not the best, but it's damn good.
Yeah, I think the plot hole and the BS power up kind of hurt it too much, but it's not too much to make it any lower than an 8.5.
Yeah.
And now let's get to the best arc of the entire Dragon Ball run, 23rd tournament.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. It really fucking is. It's the best tournament arc of the entire.
10 out of 10.
Out of all tournament arcs in Dragon Ball, it's the best tournament arc. I don't care if you like Tournament Power. 23rd is still better.
Oh my god, the Tournament of Power is. It can't even compete.
23rd is the best. Every fight is fucking epic. The weakest is Goku versus Chi-Chi, but it's not meant to be anything big or bombastic. It's just meant to kind of just bring Chi-Chi back to the front. Since the first fucking arc.
It's the reason Gohan is there in the next arc, you ungrateful fuckers.
Yes. Did you notice that's the first time you see Chi-Chi canonically since the Pilaf?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, the filler in the anime kind of ruins it because you see her twice. You see her. There's like 2 episodes in the middle of the Red Ribbon Army arc, and then you see her in King Piccolo.
Yeah.
But no, that the 23rd tournament is when you're supposed to see Chi-Chi again in the actual story.
Yeah, which makes her reveal being Chi-Chi the big turn point, because otherwise you haven't seen this chick since the first fucking time.
Yeah, you're supposed to forget about her.
Mm-hmm. And Goku does. And they all kind of do, which is kind of crazy. Wait,
Except for Oolong.
Except for Oolong, yeah. He's the only one that's like, y'all don't see who this is? Really? I mean, obviously, if you're watching it and you're paying attention, you kind of can figure it out. But, like, for the characters, that was a pretty big reveal. And I do like that.
I love this arc. I think this is the best characterization Goku ever will have. The scene where he takes off his weighted clothing and shows Tien just how much he's improved, where he's doing all the flips and kicks and shit like that. It is so... that is a top 5 moment for me.
Oh yeah, and then you add to the fact that they're like, Goku's not huffing and puffing. He's not as tired as Tien. He's not even taking this shit as serious. And Tien thinks Goku's just not as fast. And he's like, nah, I'm just warming up.
I've been wearing weighted clothing.
Yeah. He's been wearing weighted clothing.
Every single fight in this is good. Even Goku versus Chi-Chi. Sure, would I have wanted Yajirobe to advance to the quarterfinals and Yamcha finally make it past the first round? Sure. But the stuff with Kami, it builds on the story. So I can't really be mad. But
yeah, you kind of need that one.
Every single fight is just a joy to watch. I mean, I only think the Cell arc is better than this just by a smidgen, but this arc is just so damn good. 23rd Tournament Goku. I know you like Kid Goku, but that's my Goku. This is the best Goku will ever be. I don't think he's better in Z. Super murdered his character. Sure, there's parts in the baby arc of GT where you see semblances of this type of Goku, and Daima, don't even get me started. But no, this is my Goku. That's how I always want Goku to be characterized. He's smart, he's confident, he knows what he's doing. He is just amazing. This is the best Goku.
I won't disagree, considering a majority of Goku's story. If you take Dragon Ball in its entirety, adult Goku is who we see the most of. 23rd and probably through like the Saiyan saga, and I guess through Namek as well, are the best characterizations of Goku. 23rd being probably his strongest, and then on. But with adult Goku, what is deemed adult Goku, 23rd through Namek is probably his best characterization. Probably 23rd through just the Saiyan saga, honestly, because he's not bad. He's not bad in Namek. He's not in like half the arc.
Yeah,
he's only in the back.
The Buu arc, but the 23rd tournament is just There's no beating it. It's deep. Like, Goku's a great main character, but there are other characters that outshine him so many times in the story, like Vegeta and Gohan and Piccolo, and even Future Trunks when he first shows up.
Oh yeah, because Z becomes less of Goku's story. I know it still is. It just becomes clearly less of his story in terms of character growth, and it's more of Gohan's growth, Piccolo's growth, Vegeta, even some for Trunks in that arc. Like, Goku is more of the background character for those other characters through Z. He still gets his own, but it's clear that you can see Toriyama's like, I did my time with Goku. You can see that he clearly, and he's admitted this, that he was attempting to set up Gohan. So it makes sense that Goku does take that back seat. So his best characterization for his character obviously comes at the 23rd, and then you see it through Saiyan and then Namek, because he's still a prominent figure for those arcs, but you can see he's slowly becoming that backstage, not even backstage, but that step back supporting character for Gohan through those arcs leading into Cell.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, because that 23rd is the culmination of his journey through Dragon Ball. It is the best iteration of Goku across the board. I like Kid Goku because a lot of what adult Goku has in arc, Kid Goku had. The confidence, the arrogance, the boastful nature. But I just also love the pure chaotic nature of fucking Kid Goku. I just love the little fucking monkey demon running around just talking the maddest shit to people.
Yeah.
And I like the design, because for me, he keeps this tail through the majority of it, and it ties him to his namesake Wukong. And then I know it makes it seem like I shit on Super Saiyan 4, but I like Super Saiyan 4 because it makes him look the most like Wukong. So there's just a lot of that combination. And I just like Stephanie's portrayal, and Masuko Nozawa's portrayal of Kid Goku is fantastic. Both of them portrayed Goku in such a way when I'm watching them like, yeah, no, this chaotic little monkey demon is everything I could want from a fucking monkey boy. But once you get past that, 23rd of Goku is easily his best characterization. And then that same characterization stays there through Saiyan and Frieza. And every fight in the 23rd is good. The weakest is probably what? Shen, Yamcha?
Goku No, I think I mean, Goku Chi-Chi is not really a fight.
No, it's not. Well, neither is really Shen or Yamcha.
I mean, Yamcha fights back. He shows off
Why he fights back.
the spirit ball.
Which was a good moment. It was a good reveal for the characters. Yeah. It showed his growth as a character. Okay, so I'll give it that. He does fight back more than Chi-Chi ever does.
Yep.
And then
I think we've sunk this arc today.
Yeah, I think we have. Krillin Piccolo, great fight. It shows Piccolo that, well, fuck, Goku's not the only one. That's a challenge. Krillin could give him a challenge if he puts his mind to it. Tien and Goku, perfect rematch from the previous arc or the previous tournament, and shows how much more Goku just leapfrogged fucking everyone. Piccolo Goku, fuck, is that fight good? All the way through.
Yeah.
All the different techniques, all the different things that they do. Giant Piccolo, stretchy arm Piccolo, anything you could think
Super
of.
Kamehameha.
Super
Beat
Kamehameha.
Kamehameha.
The fucking meteor rush, which was so fucking cool. The final moment where Piccolo's like, I beat him, and you just see Goku flying down. Told you I'd win. Headbutts him out of the ring. All right. It's phenomenal. It is a phenomenal arc, top to bottom. No notes. 10 out of 10. 10 out of fucking 10.
All right, Phoenix. Let's start wrapping shit up with Z.
Oh, I was, at this point, I was like, given what we just went through, I was like, I'll just two-part this fucking shit. I'll just make it 2 parts when we're done. I'll split this episode into 2 parts. Yeah. So, Dragon Ball ends 10 out of 10. Move into the Z portion for the anime.
The ranking of the Dragon Ball arcs has come and gone. Were they fair or were they too harsh? While these rankings are their opinions, there is truth to the words spoken. Now the Z arcs are on the chopping block. Can each arc withstand the onslaught of critiques, or will they buckle under the pressure? Find out on the next exciting episode of celebrating 40 years of Dragon Ball anime.